Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. So we have a early morning episode for the fall Walmart Collector Con 2025, also coinciding with New York Comic Con. A couple of things. One, where I'm at right now, there is a frost advisory. It is cold here, so midway through, I may put a sweater or a hoodie on or something. So don't be surprised when that happens. Two, in addition to the Walmart Collector Con, if you go to the Walmart landing page, they actually have live streams coming in from New York Comic Con, or so they say. It's live streams coming in from New York Comic Con. So you can watch a little bit there too, but let's be honest, we're all going to be watching, like, I don't know, Shartimus, Robo, Pixel Dan, things like that to see what's going on at NYCC. Also, well, finally, usually I do this and I build up to the big ones like Mattel and Hasbro. For this one though, since we're kind of in a crunch for time, because depending on when you see this, certain things that you want may be going up, I'm going to hit the big two first. We're going to go Mattel, we're going to go Hasbro, and then we have a couple of other smaller ones like Playmates, Jacks, and Boss Fights that we're going to be talking about for the Collector Con. I have to admit, this one has me pretty excited. I know I was talking some smack on the Target Fall Geek Out last week, but this one legit has some like real bangers that are coming out for it. So we have today, depending on how much they release, today I may do another one for tomorrow, for Friday. We'll have to wait and see. Also, full disclosure, right now at the time that I'm recording this, we are about 11 hours out from the start. I'm actually recording this Wednesday night because I have an appointment I have to get to on Thursday morning, so I wouldn't have time to do anything for that. And one final favor, if you could. YouTube is at it again, and channels are losing a lot of views. My views, especially for being a smaller channel, are kind of down, and one of the things that it looks like is happening is viewing a video doesn't really count as engagement anymore. That engagement is either comments or likes. I'm not asking everybody to comment on a video, but if you could leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. It helps get it out into circulation more. If you don't like it, leave a dislike. They're blind now. I don't care. Besides, even bad engagement is good, and even negative engagement is good engagement. So with that out of the way, thank you very much for those of you that do, hit like on the videos. I greatly appreciate that. But with that out of the way, let's get into what we have for the Collector Con, because, like I said, we got actually some pretty good stuff with this. And we're going to start with Mattel. And it is 80th anniversary of Mattel. The 80th anniversary of Mattel, 80 years of Mattel. Can you believe that? And they have a lot of stuff that's coming out for the Collector Con that's geared towards that 80th anniversary. The most obvious one, because Mattel is the house that Barbie built, is the 80th anniversary Barbie that I talked a little bit about last week. Was it Sunday Show and Tell, or was it the Geek Out video? I can't remember, but we did take a look at this. We have two, actually. The glittery red tulle gown, Tulle. I don't speak Barbie-ese. So glittery red tulle gown in blonde, and the glittery red tulle gown in brunette. Whether or not they're going to have any other ones coming out, I don't know. These are the two that are on the site right now. Both of them are in Mattel red. It really makes sense that, like, they would do something with Barbie right here. Both of these are $59.99, and currently it says available on 10/10. But keep an eye out for that, because we know they can change the dates on some of these, but currently it's saying the Barbies are going to be released on Friday, not today, time that this goes up, Thursday. Also for the 80th anniversary, let me jump around a little bit here. Of course, the other one that they would have to celebrate the 80th anniversary is Hot Wheels. And they have some really cool Hot Wheels and even a Matchbox set that I was really checking out. First, we have the Hot Wheels Core Mattel 80th Anniversary 5-pack. And this is really cool. Like, I was able to figure out what four of the 5 cars were. So there's at least one in there I haven't been able to give a name to. But we have the El Segundo Coupe, the Custom Odo, Bone Shaker, and Bad to the Blade. So these are all like legit Hot Wheels cars. Like, these aren't real cars. These are ones that like Mattel came up with. They are all done in this red Mattel paint deco, this Mattel red paint deco, which I think is very cool. This 5-pack is only $6.24, and it is available 10/10 as well. I really like that, like, Hot Wheels aren't $1 a car anymore, but they're also not like stupidly expensive. So I dig that this 5-pack is $6.24. $6.24 is a decent price for a 5-pack. Now, since I sat down, there was something else that came up that I want to skip to real fast. It popped up on the page after I wrote the script, or after I wrote the outline rather, just as I was sitting down. Hold on, let me find it. I'm vamping for time. It is another Hot Wheels set. It is a 7-car set, and they are silver. And what I like about this, let me find it. Okay, here we go. Hot Wheels Silver Series Mattel 80th Anniversary 7-pack. Now, it is $49.89. It is $50 for 7 cars. That is a little pricey even for Hot Wheels. But what these are like real world cars. They're reissues that I guess haven't been around for a while. And the thing that stuck out to me about this one is I had a lot of the ones that are in this set when I was a kid, especially that Firebird right there. I remember that Firebird so well. Like, to me, like, that was my Smokey and the Bandit car when I was a kid. It was black with the gold flaming eagle on the front. So that's very cool. I like the silver, and I like how they all have, like, still have red accents to them. Like, whether it's side paneling, whether it's racing stripes, whether it's the lettering, they still incorporated the red into the motif. So like I said, that 7-pack of silver cars, which I really dig, is $49.89, and it is available on 10/10 as well. Now back to the script. We also have in Mattel Red the Hot Wheels Premium 80th Anniversary Volkswagen Cool Combi toy van, the collector's van right here. I don't know what the significance of this is, to be completely honest, because this car, this Hot Wheels on its own, is $688, and it's available on 10/10 as well. It's available on Friday. I don't know what the significance of this is, why it's a $7 car, basically. It has some really cool details. It has drag bars on the back. Like, it's definitely decked out for, like, being a hot rod van. Also, I believe there's a photo you can see right here that you can look down into the van from up top. Like, it has the top rolled back, which I think is very cool. This is the one that, if I was going to get a Hot Wheel, and I might actually get this one, that this one is actually really cool. The 80th Anniversary Mattel Dream Mobile. This looks awesome. This is like a 60s concept car, like a 50s or 60s concept car. Like, this ranks right up there with, like, the Ford Futura that they used for, like, the 66 Batmobile. That's very cool. That piece is $124, $124, so that's all that is, and that is available on 10/10 as well. Now, the one that I really like, that I may actually get, and keep in mind, I haven't collected Hot Wheels or Matchbox in a really long time, but it's this, the 80th Anniversary Matchbox 4-pack. First of all, I love the artwork on this. That old style, like 40s, 50s art design, those pastels on there. I really like the vehicles that are included in this. It is a 69 Ford Mustang, a 63 Ford F100, a 55 Porsche 550 Spyder, and a milk truck. I mean, this is very cool. Not only do they come in this collector's box right here, but they also come inside that box in their individual Matchbox cases as well. So that's very cool. Doors and hoods open. It's just something that, like, really talks to me. Like, I didn't have any of these. I just really like the look of it. I'm a bit of a motorhead, or a gearhead, so I really appreciate these as well. And this is $24.97, and it is available on 10/10 as well. Now, on to Mattel's action figures that everybody is jumping on the Street Fighter 2 bandwagon, because the first series of WWE Cross Street Fighter is coming out for the Collector Con. We have The Rock as M. Bison. The Rock, the final boss, as M. Bison. Makes sense. I like how they whited out his eyes so he matches up to the video game. I think that's really cool. This works. It looks good. I like that they have like their Street Fighter effects as well. It's, to me, it seems like they're trying to cast the movie with the WWF superstar or the WWE superstars, which I'm not sure I would have a problem with. The other one we have is the Ultimate Warrior as Blanca. And I would have never imagined making the Ultimate Warrior Blanca, but it makes sense. If you knew the Ultimate Warrior, if you heard him cut a promo, if you saw his matches, it 100% makes sense. And then we have Rey Mysterio as Ryu, which, okay, that's cool. I was never a big Rey Mysterio fan, but truthfully, I was never a big Ryu fan either. So this works. They all look very cool. They all have their own unique looks, but they also have, you know, that real world, real person look to them. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, Street Fighter is just blowing up. Like, for all of like the Marvel versus Capcom stuff that's been coming out on the Marvel side of these things, like, you could use these and put them against like your Marvel Legends. That would actually be kind of cool. It would be kind of funny too. So these each, all three of these, each one of these is $24.78, and these are going to be available on 10/9. These are available Thursday, the first day of the Collector Con. Something else that I talked about in a previous video is something that I might actually get even though I don't collect WWE figures, and that is the WWE Elite Wyatt 6 set of 3, the Wyatt 6 pack, or a 3-pack rather. This looks awesome. Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross. Those costumes are awesome. That giant bunny head with the sledgehammer that says "Help Me." There is so much that could be done with this, especially considering like around Halloween, given the time of year that it is. This is awesome. This is $75 for the 3-pack. This is going to be available 10/9, the first day of the Collector Con. This one I might actually try and get, even though it's nothing that I collect. It just looks awesome. Like, Nikki looks incredible in these outfits. Like, this just looks really cool. Stepping away from WWE and stepping into Masters of the Universe, another pillar for Mattel. Amazingly enough, there's like no 80th anniversary Masters of the Universe figures. I feel like Motu kind of got slighted on that because they could have 100% done like a bunch of Masters of the Universe 80th anniversary figures, especially with this being She-Ra's 40th anniversary. Like, they could have done a She-Ra in like a red and silver outfit, something like that, like just like color mash some figures. Like, I feel like they missed out on an opportunity right here. But for the Masters of the Universe Masterverse vintage line, I talked about these two, that we have Teela, who is in her vintage look, and at first blush, at first glance, this looks like the new Eternia Teela that's up for pre-order right now as well, but it's not. If you put them side by side, this is a different sculpt, it's a different head sculpt, and has different accessories. Basically, the big thing you get with this, at least in my opinion, the big thing you get with this that you don't get with the new Eternia is that this has the Staff of Ka that has the coil going up, whereas the new Eternia, I believe it's a straight staff. That's really the only difference. In my opinion, the new Eternia Teela is a better figure than this, but that's just me. I would have really liked if, like, either for new Eternia or for this one, we would have gotten a blonde head, because Teela was blonde in some of those early days and some of those mini comics. It would have been cool to like just get like a face sculpt with blonde hair. I guess you could paint one of them if you wanted to, but oh, this also has a more vintage looking shield than the new Eternia one does. This one's kind of an easy pass for me. And unfortunately, so is the next one for the vintage collection, which is Merman. And usually I really like Merman. I'm really on board with like all of the Mermans that they've come out with. Even the Revelation one, or Revelation one, that I wasn't real big into that version of Merman, but I thought it looked cool. And especially the ones where he's shirtless, you can kind of use that as like Mermen army builders. So I thought that was interesting. That was pretty cool. But this one, first of all, if you take a look at that face sculpt, I get what they're going for. They're definitely going for like that vintage toy look, not the mini comic look, but also like how the eyes kind of go in two different directions. I don't really dig that too much. So unfortunately, both of these vintage figures are an easy pass for me. Both of them are $21.97 and they're available 10/10. So these aren't going to land until Friday. But keep in mind, that's what the webpage says now. Check on it anyway, just to be safe. And then finally for Mattel, something else that we have coming out for Masters of the Universe, the first of the Masters of the Universe 2000X figures, and it's Samurai He-Man? I have no knowledge of this figure, but apparently like this has been out. Like I saw the video that Pixel Dan put up kind of bagging on this guy. This is the first of the 2000X figures we get. But this is the kind of figure I think you want for like an exclusive like this. That it's not a main line. It's not something that everybody is going to want to jump on. And it's a figure that like I get the impression from 2000X fans that if they miss it, they miss it. If they get it, cool. The only thing that might make people want to get it is that it is going to be like the first in hand for the 2000X figures. That we can take a look at the sculpt, we can take a look at the articulation, we can take a look at the accessories, we can take a look at all of that. I don't get what's up with his boots, with those spring-loaded boots. And that helmet is awful. There's no shape to it. Like, I get why people mocked this one. Now, jumping out of Mattel and heading into Hasbro, and Hasbro surprisingly doesn't have that much to talk about, or at least there's not that much that they revealed up front. That first we're going to take a look at Transformers. And right now, the only thing that I can see for Transformers as part of the Collector Con is the Retro Card G1 Outback and the Retro Card G1 Wheelie. Outback is basically, to me, to my eyes, Outback is basically a repaint and maybe a rehead of Brawn. And Wheelie is everybody's favorite Autobot. Even as a kid, that guy annoyed the crap out of me. Both of them look really good, though. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from that. Both of them look good. Dig those retro cards they come on. Both of them are $24.97. 5-inch tall figure, by the way. Both of them are a 5-inch tall figure. $24.97. And once again, available on 10/10. I feel like maybe Walmart is heavy loading Friday. Like, Thursday today is going to kind of be a soft open, and then like a lot of the big guns are going to drop on Friday on the 10th. Then we have Marvel Legends, that right now on the Collector Con website, the only Marvel Legends they have is the Spider-Man animated series retro card Mysterio, that new Mysterio that came out with the smooth body and the I can't remember what his alter ego's name is right now, but like the unmasked head that it comes with. So it looks cool to my untrained eye because I don't collect Marvel Legends. It basically looks like the other Mysterios that came out before, the other Marvel Legends comic series Mysterios that came out before, just with a smooth suit. It seems like it has the same effects, only instead of green, they're purple, and it has brighter colors. Oh, and I think it has a new fishbowl, so you can pop that off to see the head, and they have like the illusion skull head too, which I think is a really cool touch. That is going to be $24.97, available 10/9 Thursday, the day this video goes up, the day you might be watching it right now. Now, there were rumors, rumblings, whispers that there is also going to be the World War II Wolverine and the Warbow from the Crystar series. I haven't been able to find anything to confirm that, but keep an eye out for that because both of those are actually something that I want. Like I want that World War II Wolverine. I want Warbow to go alongside Crystar. I've only recently ordered my Crystar because I thought they were going to release Crystar and nothing else. And then when I saw Warbow, I was like, got to get Crystar. So I was able to find one of those. So keep an eye out for that. Mysterio, a definite. He's the first thing you see when you go to the Collector Con page. World War II Wolverine and Warbow, maybe. And if they launched with this, that would almost make sense because they're supposed to be figures in the same Build-A-Figure wave. So Hasbro has been doing that with Marvel a couple of times, that like it's one wave, but they're all being released different ways. Some are being released like Amazon, some being released Walmart here. So keep an eye out for that. I would just really love to know if those two are coming out. And then finally, for Hasbro, my beloved G.I. Joe Classified, the Ghost Viper, which I talked a little bit about in my Crystal Ball video. Card and link right there. These look awesome. I'm going to at least try to get 2 of these. Hopefully I'll be able to pre-order at least 2 of them. Maybe if there's some on Hasbro Pulse, I'll snag some there as well. But then again, maybe not, because things have been showing up more expensive on Pulse than they have at places like Target and Walmart, even Big Bad Entertainment Earth. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Nothing that I could find from Pulse about Hasbro having limited quantities. You know how sometimes they have limited quantities for their exclusives? Nothing about that for this. But I'm going to keep an eye out for that. But also, Walmart is going to be my first place to take a look for these. Now, something that I find interesting, in addition to, and the, the Ghost Viper is going to be available 10/9 Thursday as well. But something I find interesting about Mysterio and the Ghost Viper, that Mysterio's ETA is 12/8 of this year, and the Ghost Viper's ETA is 10/24 of this year. So those are right around the corner. So I'm guessing these are already stateside. They just have to distribute them at this point. Now taking a look at a couple of the smaller companies and seeing what they have coming out for that. Playmates Toys has something that I thought some people might be interested in. Up until this point, to get the Zords, the Dragon Zords for the Reignition line, you've had to pay for them individually, pick them up on their own. Well, now comes the inevitable 5-pack that honestly we all knew was coming. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition Combinable Dragon Zord 5-pack. $89. I forget how much the Zords are individually. I don't know if that's a deal or not. I feel like that's kind of high because I thought the Zords were like $12, $13 each. So, yeah, that seems a little high, but they're all in one big box. $89, basically everything that came in the individual Zords, now all packaged into one box, including the little minifigures or the little micro figures that came with the pterodactyl. It is available 10/9 for the first day, Thursday, and its ETA is 11/1, the 1st of November. So, hey, if you're buying for somebody else, we'll be here just in time for Christmas to wrap up. And now one that we're going to be talking about that I wasn't expecting to say anything about, that is Jakks Pacific. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I had an episode where I was talking about like my big wants for 2025 as far as like new action figure lines go. Something I've been doing the beginning of every year now. And for 2 years running, Metroid has been on the list. Well, now I've got Metroid. This is the Metroid Prime 2.5-inch Chozo Power Suit action figure 3-pack set. So the figures are only 2.5 inches tall. Beggars can't be choosers, because this is really cool. It's Samus in all 3 of her power suits from the first Metroid Prime. She has the Gravity suit, the Varia suit, and the Phazon suit that she powered up to at the end of the game, the black one and silver one right there. They all look fantastic. And also as part of the Collector Con, they are already on a discount. So this 3-pack of 2.5-inch figures is $14.97. I forget what the original price is, but I think it was originally priced at like around $30. So each of those 2.5-inch figures would have been $10, which is kind of insane. But this 3-pack actually looks really cool. Those are 3 very cool versions of Samus, 2.5 inches tall. Beggars can't be choosers. I really want a 6-inch Samus Aran, but this might be able to hold me over. And this isn't all. They've kind of gone in on like Metroid for the Collector Con right here, because we also have the Metroid Prime 2.5-inch Bounty Hunter action figure 3-pack set, where it's Samus in her Varia suit with 2 Metroids. The only thing I'm kind of upset about this is that this is the same suit from the 3-pack. It would have been cool if one of them would have been like her starter suit from Metroid Prime before she had all of like the armor power-ups and everything, where it was like the sleeker design. Or maybe her Zero suit. No, not her Zero suit. I don't know. Just the something else, just to, so you didn't have copies, because we're getting so few Samus. It kind of hurts that you're going to get a double right there. But also you get the 2 to scale Metroids going along with her. And this 3-pack is also $14.97, so that's very cool. And then finally, rounding the whole thing out, I may not get a 6-inch Samus, but I'm getting a 6-inch Metroid. Metroid Prime 6-inch UV Metroid Prime figure. So this is a UV Metroid. It has some kind of lighting function, because you can see on the box right there, it has that little button that says try me. The description says it lights up. There's no photos of it lit up, but it also says that it glows under a black light. So that's kind of cool, but it's $24.97, which for what I'm guessing is a non-articulated slug might be a little pricey for that. All of the Metroid series is going to be available 10/10 on Friday. Okay, yeah, I just took another look at those 2 various suits for the 2 different box sets from Metroid, and unfortunately they are pretty much the same. But something else that I noticed when I was going back and I was zooming in on the photos, it doesn't look like these 2-inch figures have much articulation. Honestly, it looks like they have a pre-posed standing position, kind of like figures from the 80s and 90s did, that like, it looks like there's hip articulation, but so their legs will kick forward and back, but it doesn't look like there's much point to that because they will only stand in one position. It looks like she has a torso twist, and I'll bet her arms go up and down, and maybe her head twists. So I'm guessing these are 5, maybe 6 points of articulation for these small figures. And then finally, that brings us back around to the last one that we're going to talk about. And if I was surprised that Jakks Pacific was doing something like Metroid for the Walmart Collector Con, I am amazed that Boss Fight Studios is involved in it at all. And they have a pretty decent showing for this one. That the first thing we're going to take a look at is the Epic Hacks set of 4 skeletons. Now, this is the Grim Spectre, the Pirate, the Gladiator, and the Barbarian. I'm pretty sure these are all of the skeleton figures that have been up for sale on like Big Bad for the past year or 2 now. But now they're giving them away, not giving them away, but now they're providing them in a 4-pack. All of them, it looks like, come in their individual packaging. I don't think there's actually like a 4-pack box. I wasn't able to find a picture of that. But you can get all 4 of them for $54.99. That comes out to roughly $13.70 per figure, which isn't bad for these skeleton figures. And they are available 10/10, so they'll be up on Friday. This could be really cool, because I've been looking at the skeletons on Big Bad Toy Store trying to figure out which ones I would want to get. I know I want the Reaper, but I also wanted another one of like the bone white ones, because I wanted to see if I could swap accessories so that I could make the Reaper like an actual bone white skeleton instead of that blue one. Kind of wanted to do the same thing for the Pirate. Now I would have the option to do that. Speaking of skeletons, speaking of blue skeletons, another figure they have out is their Immortal Champions Undead Spectral Guardian. Now, earlier this year, they came out with a 5.5 like Barbarian scale line that included Conan, Red Sonja, and a skeleton army builder, enemy, bad guy, villain, whatever you want to call it. It's basically this. This is that same skeleton, only in blue. His sword and his helmet is even the same. So once again, this is a great exclusive for Walmart. It's a blue skeleton. It kind of makes me wonder if Target's going to get a red one. But also, there's a precedent for blue skeletons with Boss Fight Studios. We just talked about the Reaper skeleton. So He comes with his sword, he comes with his helmet. He is $29.99, the same price as the other Immortal Champions at that 5.5 scale. And he is also available, the skeleton that is also available, 10/10. That'll be coming out Friday. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is the Boss Fight Studios Popeye Classics set of 4. This is like the start of a collection in one single box. What you get is all of Wave 1 in this box set. You get Popeye, you get Olive Oil, you get Bluto, and you get Castor Oil. Plus you also get Sweet Pea, Eugene the Jeep, and Bernice the Wiffle Hen. All for $74.99, $75, available Friday, 10/10. If you're a fan of Popeye, this is actually a pretty cool starter pack to get you started on that. That's all we're going to take a look at directly for the Walmart Collector Con. There is a lot, and I mean a lot still going on with that, especially with Mattel and their 80th anniversary. There were some other Hot Wheels sets that they had for the 80th anniversary. They have an 80th anniversary Magic 8 Ball. They have an 80th anniversary Uno set. They have 80th anniversary, like, legit children's toys, things that we played with as a kid, done in that Mattel red. And that just makes me wonder even more why they didn't do something for Masters of the Universe. Could you have imagined if they would have come out with like a Mattel red Castle Grayskull for the 80th anniversary? Not that like there aren't enough Castle Grayskulls out there, but that would have been really cool. Or maybe like a Mattel red, like a Battle Cat in red and white. That would have been real cool. Like a red Battle Cat with white stripes. Yeah, that could have been real cool. Like, I'm really surprised they didn't do something for Masters of the Universe. So if you're going to be checking it out, don't forget that it starts at 7 a.m. Pacific time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern time is when all of those orders will start to go live. I hope everybody's able to get what they want. Obviously, the ones that to be on the lookout for going very quickly is going to be the animated series Mysterio for Marvel Legends. Unfortunately, the Ghost Viper for G.I.joe Classified. Those ones always seem to go fast and just go gone. Nothing for Black Series, which kind of surprised me, because last year Black Series had a pretty decent presence. But then again, also Marvel Legends had more of a presence last year as well, which also makes me think that Warbow and World War II Logan may still be a possibility to show up. I hope you enjoy it. I hope everybody has fun with it. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Prices are going up though, so we all kind of gotta pick and choose what we want. But it looks like Walmart is trying to keep the prices down for this. This may be their last hurrah. This may be the time to jump on everything. Don't forget to come back, because Friday morning I may have another video set up for this, depending on what gets released and what gets sold out today. Come back on Sunday for Sunday Show and Tell. Bricktober is rolling on, the spooky season. I'm having a blast so far. This is definitely one of my favorite times of the year. I hope you're enjoying it too. It is Bricktober, the spooky season is upon us, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. Thank you everyone for making it to the end of the episode. If you stuck around this long, there must be something that you like, so if you could please leave a like on the video. And while you're down there, you can leave a comment and talk about what we discussed today, or subscribe if you haven't already. If you already are a subscriber, what a legend you are. If you would like to help the channel out in other ways, you can become a channel member through my Ko-fi page or YouTube channel membership. Links to all of that and more in the show notes below. For $1 a month, you get access to Member Discord server, eventually members-only live streams, and members-exclusive videos. So until next time, my friends, play well, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.